Welcome to Gaming on a Budget. Today we bring you the Manhattan Project from Minion Games. Now this is a worker placement game for 2 to 5 players. The box claims it takes 120 minutes to play, but you're only really going to see that either with 5 people or maybe in your first game with less. Generally it plays, quite quickly. Does everything in a fairly efficient manner. Now, the basic idea here is that on your turn you will be placing 1 or more workers or retrieving all of your available workers from the main board, your own personal board here, or anywhere else they happen to end up, such as your opponent's board through use of the espionage action. Now, really at its heart it's a fairly simple little game. The only way to score points is through the construction of bombs, or the loading of bombs, or what have you. It's all about the bombs in the end. I mean, this is the Manhattan Project after all. Now, full disclosure, we are using some elements from the mini expansion nations and an element from the full expansion second stage that we feel really add to the game, really make it a complete experience. Well, complete's not even a good word, but anyway, we'll save all this for the summary. Just fair warning, this little gray bomb board here, our individual nationalities and the personalities here are elements that aren't in the core game. But, you'll understand when you see the gameplay why we chose to include them. Basically, your options on your turn are to take 1 action on the main board. This can be construction of available buildings. You can place as many workers as you want in the construction field, 1 per turn, but you could turn after turn after turn add people here to get more and more buildings. You have the option of launching an airstrike if you happen to have the fighter planes visible on the track here on the individual player boards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, oh my goodness, 10 fighters. Or bombers, like so. The bombers are the ones you'll be using to attack your opponent's buildings. The fighters are the ones you'll be using to attack your opponent's fighters. Now, you're going to be attacking their fighters because, well, if you know anything about warfare at all, you'll know that bombers don't like having a lot of fighters around. It doesn't tend to work out well for them. So, you first have to reduce your opponent's fighters to 0 before you can go on bombing runs against them. More on that later. You'll see it in action. We'll definitely show you some bombing runs. There's the very related repair action, which, when your buildings get blowed up, you gots to fix them. It's imperative. I should note that you can see here there are 2 spaces for airstrikes on the board. Second stage actually has an overlay that you can use to change that to either 1 or 3 spaces if you want more or less combat in the game. There's 1 space for repair. And then you come over here to the green factories, which give you the ability to either make fighters, bombers, collect $5 at the cost of 3 uranium, and $1 from the general supply being added to the bribe pool over here.
It's yellow cake, not uranium.
Oh, yeah, wow. Good catch. Jeez. Then there's coming over here to collect $5, but every other player will gain $2. And finally, you can come here with an engineer or a scientist for $3.
Also, you mentioned the bribe thing.
Yep. Then there's the mines over here, where you can collect yellow cake through various means. You can see list on the board here, paying for it, giving some to your opponents, or using an engineer. You can collect 3 workers. Now, these will be your workers if you still have any in the pool, which you won't with the general laborers, but you will at first with the engineers and the scientists. If you have no people in your color available, you'll take the gray general contractors. And if they're all gone, well, you're out of luck. You get nothing.
Please don't take that action.
take engineers, scientists, and either one, but at a cost of $3. Now here we come to designing a bomb. This is a very important space right here. You go here with the scientist and the engineer, obviously, and you will pick up the pile of available bombs right here. You'll choose one to keep. You'll pass the hand to your opponents, who will each select one, and whatever's left over you get as well. So by taking the action, you get 2 bombs, and first pick. Then there's a reactor where you can generate plutonium and uranium, which you'll track here on the board. Now beyond that, we're mostly going to show you as it comes along. It'll, make more sense that way. It's fair to get you a brief explanation at the beginning. Hopefully get everything nice and clear and succinct there. So, I think that's probably about good enough. Let's get on over to some gameplay.